are the main recommendations to fight the virus.
The Pentagon saying today it has spent as much as $1.1 billion in the fight against ISIS. That's just since June, with the Pentagon saying it spends $7 to $10 million a day fighting the terror group. Meanwhile, an Illinois man has been charged with trying to join ISIS. Mohammed Khan was arrested over the weekend as he was heading to Turkey. The 19-year-old will be held in custody until another hearing on Thursday.
Next at 10, it is possibly the most important thing we can do for our veterans. Thank them for their service by welcoming them home.
And they leave their homes to defend this country, so for them, coming home holds great meaning. Tonight, Only News 3's Dave DeLosier has the story of a Wisconsin man building a homecoming.
We're a combination here, body shop and auto repair.
There is an art to all of this. When the rust is peeled away, what is left is
brand new the day they came off the assembly line.
In this shop, it is about making things right.
I think we all have that pride, you know.
For Richard Kalashian, that pride was learned more than 40 years ago in jungles and rice paddies. A pride in his country. It was the worst of the worst, the Tet Offensive in 1968.
The deadly battles of 1968, the Tet Offensive.
He was 22.
They had us pinned down for about a half hour.
And he doubted if he'd see 23.
I remember distinctly having tears. I was actually crying somewhat that this is the way I'm going to die, here in the mud.
The platoon he led met 3 divisions of the North Vietnamese Army in that mud, and death came with them.
All night long, you could hear moaning and crying from the enemy, and it was very hard to forget those sounds, because they're human beings too, you know, and you think that could be me.
And there came a moment when it appeared it would.
We couldn't hold them back, so the last resort was napalm, and so they dropped napalm.
A few hundred yards, that's all that separated life and death. So close that he could feel the heat and smell the death. For having the courage to call in a napalm strike to his own location, he was awarded the Bronze Star.
I wear that to let other people know that just to let them know that I served.
In 1968, though, service and sacrifice were anything but embraced here at home. When Richard Kalashian came home to avoid protesters, he had to hide from the past.
When I arrived at O'Hare Field, they handed me the suitcases, and those were my civilian clothes, and I went into the men's room, and I actually changed clothes.
And over the decades, that day at the airport stayed with him until he saw another veteran come home.
They loaded the casket onto the cart, and that bothered me, because here's a soldier that was fallen, you know, and I thought he deserved a little more respect than that, just to be put on a cart, just a plain old cart. Like he was baggage.
So out of the shop where he works, Kalashian would change that.
You know, they always have a saying that sometimes it just takes one person to get things going, but I guess that happened.
With a baggage cart donated by Southwest Airlines, Kalashian and his friends at work set out to do what they do best, to make things right, with colors, emblems, and words that honor.
Just to make the whole community feel proud that they're welcoming home a fallen soldier.
In a matter of a few weeks, this cart will be at the Milwaukee airport to help honor and welcome any veteran home. The importance of that is not lost.
And there's an old saying, some gave some and some gave all, and here's one they gave all, and he deserves a little more respect and just a little more homecoming.
Richard Kalashian, maybe more than most, knows how important that is, and he wants you to remember that every veteran deserves to be welcomed home.
I feel like we're doing the right thing.
In Genesee, this is Dave DeLosier, WISC News 3.
Special gesture. Once completed, the cart will be kept at the Milwaukee airport by Southwest Airlines. They'll make it available to any airline, however, that is bringing home the remains of one of our servicemen or women.
And apparently this may just be the beginning, however. Richard says he's been contacted by several other airports and airlines about building them a cart as well. So good work, making it right. What a wonderful story.
Neat story from Dave Delosier tonight.